Reacher Season 3 could avoid repeating its predecessor's biggest mistakes if it learns one crucial lesson from Netflix's 96% Rotten Tomatoes action movie. Although a confirmed release date for Reacher Season 3 has not been announced yet, the production for the upcoming season of the Amazon show is already underway. Considering its casting details and book choice for adaptation, Reacher Season 3 is seemingly on the right path towards continuing the series' successful run. As reports confirm, Reacher Season 3 is adapting Lee Child's Persuader, which offers a compelling story that will likely translate well to the small screen. It is also marking the return of Maria Stenz-Neagley, whose appearance in the season will likely pave the way for her confirmed spin-off series. Even the casting choices made for Reacher Season 3 so far seem perfectly in tandem with the original book's characters. However, even though Reacher Season 3 has a lot going on in its favor, it could benefit from learning one lesson from a successful action movie on Netflix. Like Season 1, Reacher Season 2 was both critically and commercially successful when it premiered on Prime Video. However, a common complaint surrounding its action sequences suggests it took its plot armor a little too far. While Jack Reacher is supposed to be an overpowered protagonist who seemingly has borderline superhuman abilities even in Lee Child's original Jack Reacher books, Season 2 changes many scenes from Lee Child's bad luck and trouble to make the Alan Ritchson character seem even more formidable than his original counterpart. For instance, towards the end of the book, Jack Reacher merely hides inside a chopper and waits for Langston and his man to arrive before attacking them. However, in the show, he leaps onto the helicopter, grabs its landing skid, and climbs inside it to duke it out with the bad guys. Moments later, he somehow manages to single-handedly beat the bad guys despite having a knife ripping through his arm. In several other scenes, Reacher Season 2 makes the titular character seem too invincible, which takes away the sense of realism that made Season 1 compelling. In its opening moments, Rebel Ridge is similar to Reacher in more ways than one. Like Jack Reacher, its protagonist, Terry Richmond, arrives in a small town with little to no belongings. However, before he knows it, he finds himself in the local law enforcers' crosshairs when they unjustly seize his money. Similar to Jack Reacher, Terry Richmond chooses to fight against the corrupt local law enforcers. However, unlike Jack Reacher, Terry Richmond takes a more cerebral approach. While Reacher Season 2 diminishes its sense of realism by stacking Jack Reacher's kill count to unrealistic levels, Rebel Ridge opts for a more grounded portrayal of the overarching conflict. He realizes he cannot afford to leave a trail of blood behind him. Therefore, instead of getting involved in a mindless fight for vengeance against the local police officers, he resorts to non-lethal methods of combat. By emphasizing Terry Richmond's approach, the Jeremy Saulnier movie hints at his martial arts background from the military. At the same time, it also highlights that regardless of how overpowered he may be, Richmond is not above the law and could face severe legal consequences for his actions. Movie/show. Rotten Tomatoes critics' score. Rotten Tomatoes audience score. Reacher Season 1, 92%. 91%. Reacher Season 2, 98%. 78%. Rebel Ridge, 96%. 72%. While Reacher Season 2 diminishes its sense of realism by stacking Jack Reacher's kill count to unrealistic levels, Rebel Ridge opts for a more grounded portrayal of the overarching conflict. This arguably makes Rebel Ridge more immersive and relatable than Reacher Season 2. It also allows the movie to draw a clear distinction between the morally righteous protagonist and the corrupt, antagonistic police officers. Rebel Ridge's ability to be relatable proves that Reacher could also benefit from keeping its action sequences more grounded in realism. Since Reacher Season 3 is adapting Lee Child's Persuader, it will have a smaller setting than Season 2. This alone reduces the overarching stakes of Jack Reacher's mission, grounding his pursuit of justice in a more personal and relatable context. As the original book suggests, Jack Reacher will also face formidable enemies like Quinn and Paulie, who will give him a run for his money. While Jack Reacher is 6 feet 5 inches tall in the original Lee Child books, Paulie is close to 7 feet. Unlike Season 2's Langston, Reacher Season 3's Paulie will be able to harm Jack Reacher in a one-on-one fistfight. This would portray a side of Jack Reacher that viewers have not seen in the show's first 2 seasons. By presenting a more vulnerable and less invincible version of the Alan Ritchson character, Reacher Season 3 will likely allow for deeper and more realistic story explorations.